What do we do with dead bodies? Yeah. No, we don't vlog them. What's up, guys? Wanted to add a little note. We got a pretty fun week this week, and I really wanted to say something. So the way that the show was shooting for the first, say, like 8 episodes that we did, there was definitely a lot of confusion with you guys watching the show and kind of seeing just a whole bunch of meetings, whole bunch of projects, whole bunch of conversations, kind of all over the place. And we were still developing what we are and what we're doing here and how this is gonna work. And we just kind of started the show because we wanted it to be super transparent and just show you guys from the very beginning what it's actually like to start a company. And obviously, yeah, I saw some of the feedback. People were very confused, and that's why now we're finding our flow. And I really wanted to just talk to you guys and just quickly run down what are the projects in-house and what are the clients that we are currently working on, so that you guys have an idea when you're seeing a meeting or you're seeing the development of a project, you're gonna know, you know, what's in the works. Because it's starting to get super clear now, like what we're doing here. When it comes on the client side, we have Friday Beers. They were our first client we've ever had. We also have Gelato, which is a cannabis brand that we're helping with their merchandising. And Last Crumb is our kind of newest client. They do these like really high-end cookie boxes, and they do drops each week that like sell out like crazy. And they've created this huge demand and such a great product. And we got brought on board to help with merchandising and also just dreaming up anything that is possible, like really cool products under their like brand. And in-house, we have obviously Sunday, which is the catalog, the Pantone, and then Bloody Sunday, which will drop with Sunday in the same drop. And that has, you know, freedom to be designed in any way it wants as long as it's using the Sunday SKUs. And then as for production in-house, we have Billy Buck, which is the animation show in the works. You know, we're getting very close to a pilot that we're probably gonna go shop around. And there's Dad Mods, which we just pitched to MGM. That's gonna, I think they're pitching now to Amazon. So that's exciting. It'd be crazy if in our first year we sell our first show. And Boiling Points is another show. It's kind of like Hot Ones. We created it as a YouTube IP show that could be a part of our network. But it turned out being such a strong idea, and it worked really well with the UFC or ESPN. So we ended up having a connect there, and we reached out and they're interested. So we're kind of putting together a pilot for that show as well. So just wanted to be kind of transparent about this transition that we're going through. And I think that the episodes are slowly gonna start being a little bit more focused on each project and each client, and being able to express that to you guys, and you can kind of see the steps it takes, so that then eventually when you guys get to see a product or see a show, you get to go, fuck, I like watched how that got built, and hopefully you can learn something along the way. That's it. Had some notes. Enjoy the week.
Custom? That's a strange collab. Oh, yeah, nah, it doesn't work. Drinking and driving, basically, that's what I see. Welcome to West Coast X Friday Beers. Are you tired of driving without being hammered? That's our first invention here. Fuck.
Skeleton with a fucking beer out the window.
We can't make any more jokes. Comment section's gonna fucking hate us.
When does Q get
Start spinning up like kind of like the one-off funny designs, you know?
Sweet.
And I think Max could, you know, be like the final say of approval on those.
Awesome.
No, 100%. We don't want to, like, I honestly, even when I looked over that, especially on the break, the direct to garment, the Almost Friday, like that is going to be massive moneymaker. That is like the thing that we don't want to lose. And I think the second that more people understand that that's actually good quality and looks great is going to be a game changer. So I think the two things, and like you said, like people didn't even get their stuff on time. And before that, it was a quality issue and transferring people to understand the quality. So I think like even like us getting better prices, us sitting on blanks, us like mixing this with our stuff and other clients to get better pricing, those are all things that why you guys pay us that I think going forward is gonna be like we're gonna just constantly try to bring that price down and build the company to a more profitable way. But right now, quality and making sure that the customer's happy and getting their stuff on time is like the main goal I'm seeing here that we need to focus on. So let's look at Massive and our clients, and that should be the first steps of what we want guaranteed.
You guys will begin to examine that starting at the end of this week, and you can do all your math and tell us which is a better solution.
Perfect. That sounds like a plan. Yep.
And I just want you guys to know, like, we are your partners. We trust what you tell us. So just like the best process, you tell us what's good and we'll do it.
Absolutely. Awesome.
So hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. How's it going, Matt? I mean, there's only so much bandwidth in, like, we have like a dozen shows in the works right now, so there's only so many bandwidth and capital that I can like fund and manage all these projects. So sometimes when a project makes like a lot of sense for a company to just buy it or use it and then just use me to kind of help bring the creative to life for the pilot, then I'm okay with that. But I mean, I totally agree with you. I mean, if all of these ideas we're having could totally just be their own YouTube channels and go direct to consumer, and especially until you build an audience for the show, and then you go take it to a streamer or another platform, kind of like Hot Ones did. But I'm on board with that. But another big thing that UFC would bring to the table is like the booker. I mean, they have access and contracts to so much talent that could at least start the engine of this thing. Because I think once you have a show like this that becomes, 500K to 1 million views per episode, no matter what, once you get to that point, then you can kind of book whoever you need for the show. And I think that this like Boiling Points show, the same way that Hot Ones did, is like it has the exact same formula. It just takes capital, good structure, and then someone who's from the space to understand like how to manipulate that as you upload. But and it can rinse and repeat on a lot of shows.
It's a way to like create new content, potentially own it, but just have like new eyeballs hopefully across the dial that would be interested in the sport, the athletes. I think this format has worked so well for UFC.
Yeah, no, I agree. I appreciate the time.
But it's really cool. And you guys obviously know what you're doing, and I think you guys can be helpful beyond just this show for everything UFC across all of social. So maybe this could be the way to get started.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I think the Boiling Points is, I know we've shopped it with ourselves, we've shopped it with FaZe, we've shopped it, narrated it for ESPN, but I really think that this is the perfect home for it because it has all the fighters to just launch the first like 50 episodes. Then when it has a stable base, then you open it up to all the athletes. And then it has a bigger stable base to go get all the A-list actors that are down and like fuck with UFC. The same way that every A-list actor, they're already kind of doing it. They let them get front row. Mm-hmm. So they come to the events if like they're advertising a movie or something. I think that those exact same people they're already having conversations with, they're like, hey, come do an episode of Boiling Points before you come watch the fight. Mm. And I think you just tee those all up together. But yeah. Hopefully they see it and they could see that UFC needs like a whole department doing this.
Hey, good. How are you? Sorry I was late. My bad.
Oh, it's all good, man. Good we can finally meet up. Yeah, so I wanted to touch base, man. Fucking see if there's like something we can help you create or do, or like just all the resources and stuff that I've been kind of building here and the tools to kind of help other brands. The sky's kind of the limit for like what we're doing in-house and then what we're doing for our clients. And I just like, obviously I've been a fan and like following what you've been doing and stuff. And I just think there's gotta be some stuff that you've probably dreamed of doing that like maybe you just don't know. Yeah, you don't know how to like really make it happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I know that YouTube is very like up and down and all this. And I don't want to make another company that survives off of how your current videos are doing. I want to just build a good following that really fucks with a brand. Like how many brands out there are making millions of dollars and they don't even have a YouTube channel? Yeah, they're small. And I really wanted to build like a really good foundation of just an audience that really messes with what I'm designing.
Yeah, I feel like the main thing I've been like, obviously it's like shoes is like a big part of my whole thing. I feel like just literally shoes, like developing my own shoe is like, it's just, that's literally all. Like just making my own shoe, like my own like silhouette or like my own like all white sneaker, just would be like the dream. So I've tried for a while. I know it's a hard, long process. Like I've talked to so many people, but I haven't gotten like anywhere with developing my own shoe to like actually sell it.
Yeah, so it's funny because shoes were like, because I came from like the skateboard background where I always thought that was always the dream too. And that's what Bloody Sunday is for us. And I started that 4 years ago, and I don't even want to look at how much, like probably like $300,000 of like R&D and trying to figure that out myself and working with China and Italy and all these things. Yeah. And like, I finally got it to a point where like right here in LA, we can make any shoe we want, and you can go to Portugal, you can go to China, or you can go full on and do leather and go to Italy. It's a little more expensive, but yeah, the whole process to making shoes now, like we've got nailed down. It definitely is still like pricey because you got to open up mold.
Honestly, I customize a lot of like all white Air Force Ones, and I was thinking like if I made my own shoe that was all white, and I started surprising people with my own shoe that I customized, it might like give people an incentive to like buy my shoe and customize it versus like an Air Force One.
Dude, I love the idea. Yeah, your shoe should be the blank canvas for everyone else.
Yeah, like, cause like I feel like I probably have helped maybe Nike get some Air Force One sales or something, cause like people want to go customize their own shoes. I feel like if it was just my own shoe, it would like it could be good. I think everyone I talk to is like we'll talk about that, or we can promise all these things that will happen. Yeah. And it's just like I'm sitting at the same spot I was like 6 months ago, wasting time.
Yeah, it's funny, dude. That's literally why when I sold Full Send and I created this, the only reason I created an agency is because I've been through that for 10 years, where everyone in LA just talks, and like the same way that you and me aren't starting this conversation with like, hey, you need to give me 20% or 50% of everything you do, and I'm gonna sign you. It's like, who gives a shit about all that? Like, I'm just like, I'm excited about this project. Let's just fucking create something, start there, and see if there's a relationship, and then I'm gonna walk before I talk. That's it. Like, you know what I mean? And it's so hard to get that in fucking LA, I find. But
so hard. It's what the rest.
I'd love to be honest. I'd love to maybe even just, I don't know where you're based or if you're in LA often or anything like that, but I'd love to maybe even just get our shoe designer in here and get you in here, bring all the materials, and kind of just have like a little creative brainstorm and put it together.
That'd be so fun. I've always wanted to do that. I've always imagined doing that. Just like seeing a bunch of different materials on the table. And
you know, we can have like a little opening discussion with our shoe designer, and maybe he can even bring some examples of some outsoles so you can get them in your hands, feel them, touch them, and then he's super talented. He'll sit there and fucking design right in front of your face, and we can all kind of work together and create something we're all stoked to fucking bring out.
Request me for your Uber, all right? Just Venmo request me for your Uber, all right?
It's a lot deeper than I thought it would be. Still,
I feel like Billy Buck is like more like
a big kid.
Yeah.
Like a teenager.
Yeah.
He's kind of like whiny.
Like he has too much bass and like he sounds too professional.
Well, the reason why I didn't want him to do it too was also that he's the expert at voices. So I was thinking like how every episode's gonna have one or two random little couple lines of a brand new character, like that, to just have someone that's a professional to be able to knock those out every week, like a whole new voice. Because there's a real skill of being able to not come up with a funny voice, but be like, oh, Alex Barrera? Yeah, I'll bang that out right now. Like, you can just do that. But Billy Buck's really, that's why I wasn't really stressing about when I was thinking of doing it too, because I was just like, I mean, as long as it's consistent and it's like this voice that becomes remembered.
I feel like your voice is like more unique.
Yeah, like if I just talk like literally like how I would.
Yeah.
A little elevated because he's like younger and hyped and he's on a show. But
very energized. And even maybe like you put a little squeak that you got in you in there.
Alright guys, we're at a recording studio. We're gonna do our first take at recording Billy Buck. We got Britt here, a professional, so I have no idea what I'm doing. Nice to meet you, Jesse.
Hey, nice to meet you. It's all the way in back.
All the way in the back? Cool.
That's a cool little spot for the most area too.
So cool. So this is literally our first time doing this. It might be full of questions today.
Cool. Yeah. I've done stuff like this for a long time, so
Yeah.
I can help you guys out for sure. Now that it's out, I can talk about it. I did some of the voiceover work for some of the Bad Batch Star Wars stuff.
Nice. We were just talking about Foley.
Yeah.
Would that be kind of done, like you would animate it and then we would add that in after, you think?
Yeah. So typically Foley's done to the video. It's almost like ADR, automated dialogue replacement, which is basically like, you know, you watch a show, you see people's mouths moving, but they're not really on time, and it sounds like the person is speaking into a really nice vocal microphone instead of like out on the street. Well, a lot of times they replace all the dialogue for things. Like big time movies, it's all replaced pretty much.
That's what we were talking about this morning. He was saying like 80% of movies are just like this.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's very rare that you'd use the recorded stuff from the thing unless it's like super special or whatever.
There's traffic, if there's this, they add every single sound into that.
Yeah, so sound design, you add layers of background noise, you know, street noise, all that stuff, and then you do the replace dialogue on top of it. It sounds super clean. You just have all the control.
Is that a service you guys do, like the Foley type stuff?
I have done it. So the recording thing is called a Foley pit. We don't fully have a pit, which means we don't have all the different surfaces to walk on.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these studios, like Disney and stuff, they're gonna have gravel, sand, asphalt, and on these little things, and it's boots walking on asphalt, so they have boots. Lady goes on, puts them on, watches the thing, walks with them, shuffles, they're recording it in time, movement. Right?
Pretty much nothing in a movie is like actual sound.
I mean, very, very little. It's a little hard to, there's some back and forth here.
And we also have another voice actor that's going to be sharing some of the characters. And have like one line.
Siri, you were not invited to this conversation.
That's so weird.
She listened for like 3 minutes.
This is a Rhodes suitcase, and I rigged it. Where this also plays there. It's the oldest thing we have in the entire studio. So this is like a 62 beat machine, and it's so old it doesn't actually hold this tempo. Like if you record in a Pro Tools and you think it's syncing up, it'll like drift.
Oh,
because
really?
it's all analog. Like this is all analog stuff, and you just switch the beats, and then you can take out the snares.
That's the next
and stuff like that. Right? So this is not what Skrillex uses.
Freestyle on an analog track.
Yeah.
If you guys weren't here, I would have burned this place to the ground.
The general rule for voiceover is you want 3 different options that are easy or are different, because then in post you can like put things together. So for instance, it'd be next time on Archer, next time on Archer, next time on Archer, and they can literally take the next, the time, and the on Archer from 1, 2, and 3, and they can put them together and make you sound a certain way, right?
But what if we did a little, like maybe 5?
Yeah.
Okay. It's the first time, so we're still trying to find the voices and stuff. So I think like we're kind of like, it's a little awkward right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially with Austin here.
On purpose, it's kind of away from you, and then if you want to put your script up here so you have the reference, and that way there's no like paper rustle and stuff.
Perfect.
Alrighty, and I'm pretty much just gonna roll record, and then I'll make markers, and we can kind of comp everything together.
Yeah.
At the end. So just roll it. Let's see what happens. You have the floor.
Okay, Jesse, you can hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Billy, is this cocaine or ketamine? Wait, Billy, is this cocaine or ketamine?
That's good.
Billy, is this cocaine or ketamine? I think those drugs gave me food poisoning. Wait, let me do one like super Miami, like ew.
Yeah, ew. Like saying ew before you die. You have cancer. Ew.
Stop. I think those drugs gave me food poisoning. Whoa. It feels weird to hear.
I think the best way to like
deliver.
Yay!
Am I gonna have to lower it at all?
I got you.
Might have to put it up.
Cool. We'll be in your ears.
Awesome.
Fire spaghetti keeps on forgetting. Dreams do come true. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Well, just Venmo me for the Uber, okay? Had a great time.
How would you say it? Like if you had to like leave a girl at your house.
Just like that.
Like legitimate. Yeah. I guess he's not surprised that Logan Paul's there because he is the best.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd more be like, yo, Logan, it's not time to come out yet.
Yeah, that's good.
Like more like that.
Yeah, and you also just did a line of coke, so you're still like.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I like that. Even more like ratchet with the we know you're fucking Logan. All right, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
Like he breaks.
Yeah. My fucking show.
Yeah, we know you're Logan Paul, dude. Fuck. It's my fucking show. Sit down. Fucking. All right, Logan, how you doing, buddy?
That's so good. Yeah. That's so good. That's probably it.
You should definitely try and maintain that like your like reporter
Yeah.
voice. You know, like whenever you're on air, you need to be able to break into that.
Okay, don't touch it. Don't touch it. What do we do with dead bodies? No, we don't vlog them.
Are you gonna do Lizard Boy also?
I ended up actually liking what Britt did.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to come do another day.
Yeah,
So I
maybe
think-
that's what sticks, and you know.
All right,
we have a good test.
For sure.
Successful
That
test. First
That's a wrap?
recording.
That's
is
a
in
wrap.
the books.
How do you open this?
Just push hard, dude.
Oh, it's like a door.
Yeah, good job, guys. My
Yeah.
face has never hurt from laughing so much.
That's great.
That's a good sign.
Switch it up in the studio.
Yeah,
I love like the fun, like improvise, like the fun things you come up with
Yeah, it's
when you're like creating and.
it kind of makes more sense now to do the animation because of that.
Uh-huh.
Like you start visualizing it in
Totally.
your head, and you guys are making changes to it, and then you can just
Totally.
make a change
I
to
almost
that.
think we're gonna
animation.
figure this sauce all out, but like, even writing an episode, we have a character idea and a rough idea of what we want to do, and just have
You can
fun
literally
with it.
improvise the whole thing.
Yeah.